These days, when someone says, "Hey, Joni, do you want to come talk to our group about music and social justice and how we can make the world a better place?" I find myself starting with imagination. I think that there's this connective tissue between imagination and empathy paired with deep listening that are really a way forward for us to create the world that we want to live in. If we can use our listening and hear someone's story, hear them explain their experience and tell us about some of the roadblocks that are in the way for them, how they've been harmed, and we can use imagination to put ourselves in their shoes and maybe even viscerally experience a little taste of what they're experiencing. And then we can start to say, oh, okay, well, if that had happened to me, how would I be different? How would I be showing up in the world differently? How would I be presenting? I'd probably be a lot different than the way that I am now. And what needs would I have? I'd probably have different needs. That's why you have different needs. And then all of a sudden we're starting to plant the seeds for equity, understanding equity in terms of everyone's needs are met, but not everyone has the same needs depending on where they're coming from, right? So we need to use our imaginations to get in the shoes of someone's experience that is different from our own and not go, what are you talking about? That doesn't exist. Never happened to me. No, we need to believe them so that we can start advocating and lending our voices to their struggle. And believing them starts with imagining what it feels like to be them, literally. So I think that, arts and improv and there's so many artistic practices that we can use or have at our disposal to get people thinking a bit more creatively and imaginatively. And then, we might feel compelled to start lending our voices to someone's struggle. We might want to change the way that we speak or think. We might want to change our views a little bit more, or we might be more ready to change our views if we have used imagination to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. Then we might want to use our influence in the places that we are in, be it school or workplaces, the sports team, wherever you're at. You can start influencing some of those places, pulling them along a little bit, helping them to use their imaginations and wanting to make spaces that feel safe for everyone. The other reason that imagination is so important is because some of these things that we are trying to tackle are actually systems that are so much bigger than ourselves, right? They're huge and they've been in place long before we got here. So we need to imagine a way forward. We need to think about what it would look like if we didn't have some of these roadblocks in the way. And if we can kind of peek around the corner and go, okay, right, that's where we want to head. How can we get there? Imagination.